Immersed Robot.
Hello, welcome to Immersed Robot. So in this video I just wanted to give a few of my quick thoughts on the Quest 3. I've had it for a few days now and I don't want to do like a full review on it. I think there's plenty of those already out there, to be honest, so I don't need to do that. But I thought I'd just give a few quick thoughts on it while going into the old classic that is the Blue. Great demo material for people that just want to experience VR but don't necessarily want to get into sort of a full game or anything like that. This is absolutely fantastic little experience. Really shows off some good graphics. Performance is pretty good as well in this, and it looks great in the Quest 3. So just to get this out of the way straight off, I absolutely love the Quest 3. I think it's almost an essential VR device if you're a fan of VR in general. Now, it won't apply to people that are specifically focused on one aspect of VR, perhaps like simulation races or flight simulation and stuff like that. But if you are just a general fan and want to experience a lot of different stuff in VR, then I think the Quest 3 can offer that in a really great way, and that the PC VR application with this device is great too. For the most part, it does take a bit of a hit in terms of performance with PC VR because of the encoding and decoding and stuff like that. With the I always play wireless. I never really play with the tethered cabled link. I always use Airlink or virtual desktop. I'm currently in Airlink actually. This looks incredibly good though. So yeah, the pancake lenses, edge-to-edge clarity, all great. Glare is very slightly there, I've noticed in a few things, not necessarily in this. But yeah, the quality of the displays is great as well. Now, I'm just doing this video really as a supplement to the Recentered podcast, which is now on its own channel. So we now publish the Recentered podcast only on its own channel, which I'll put a link into the description on this video as well anyway, so you can check that out. But we had Rog, Lee and myself do that podcast every 2 weeks, but we also had Steve from my old podcast show, VR Roundtable, on there as well this week, just to talk about the Quest 3, and we got into quite a lot of stuff. It was quite in depth, that actually, so I do recommend going over. But just to give a few of my quick thoughts on this channel as well, yeah, as mentioned, I absolutely love the Quest 3. Now, it's not to say it's not got some problems. So one of the things that I noticed pretty early on is the binocular overlap. I've done videos on binocular overlap before in the past, but the Quest 3 has a lower binocular overlap by, I believe, around about 10 degrees compared to the Quest 2, and some people are noticing that. On Reddit, there's been some multiple threads really on various VR related subreddits where people have mentioned things not quite seeming right, and some people directly mentioning binocular overlap. And the people that don't actually know what it is that doesn't feel right, they've mentioned sort of symptoms of having an issue with binocular overlap. So I think there is an issue. I mean, to be honest, for me, an IPD of around 63, because it does seem to affect people of lower IPDs. Around 63 IPD, I notice it, but it's not really a huge issue for me. Like in here now, it's absolutely fine. I'm not noticing the binocular overlap issue, but that's not to say that it's not there. And Steve actually mentioned a website that you can go to if you just search for RISA VR, RISA VR. There's sort of like a big long list of all the different field of views and the binocular overlap of different VR headsets, so you can go over there. I'll try to remember to put a link to that in the description as well. But yeah, it looks like the Quest 3 has got a slightly lower binocular overlap than some of the other headsets, which does seem to affect some people at least. For me, I guess I'm sort of on the edge. I think it's not a huge problem for me at least. The other aspect of this headset is it does have these tilted displays. So you've got the rectangular displays which are sort of tilted inwards and towards the top edge, I believe, and this creates a bit of a slightly different, it looks like a perceived different pixel arrangement to some of the other headsets that we're used to. And so some people are noticing that. You see, the screen door effect, people are sort of I don't know if it's being conflated with a screen door effect, because when I look at something, I really do try to look for the screen door effect, and I'm not sure I can actually see it, to be honest. Because what I can see is a hell of a lot of aliasing now and again on the edges of certain things. Now I'm running this at around 1.1 resolution scaling in the Oculus desktop app. This quality resolution is absolutely perfect for me, really. I mean, there is a little bit of aliasing. I can notice it there on the top edge of that jellyfish that is just in front of me now. But yeah, it's not bad at all. And the problem is with the pancake lenses, I believe as well, with the pancake lenses being as clear as they are, it's almost like it's making you notice the pixels, the small amount of pixels that are there. I tell you, I mean, just going back to when I first got the HTC Vive and the Rift CV1 back in 2016, and knowing that I can get this experience now, looking as good as it is, minimal latency, and it's completely wireless in this standalone headset, it's pretty incredible, to be honest. So I think it's a great experience. The other thing you'll notice, well, you might not notice, but I have got the Elite battery strap on. I think this is, while not essential for this particular one, I think a third-party accessory would be a great addition to this headset, because the included soft strap is not really fit for purpose, in my opinion. It wasn't comfortable, and I sort of adjusted it. I got it as comfortable as I could, but even then it just isn't good. I think a third-party strap is a necessity, and the fact that this has a battery included as well is also a necessity, I would say. Let's get into another one. Let's just do the classic whale one. So yeah, I would say that an extra strap is, a third-party strap would be ideal. This is great. I've got to say, like, the Elite battery strap is fantastic, but it's overpriced. It's £130. It's absolutely ridiculous for what it's offering. Yet at the same time, I can't deny it's pretty, it's very comfortable, and it does offer that extra little battery boost as well. Yeah, this looks stunning. Really does. Now I'm connected to my PC with a Wi-Fi 6E router. I've recently purchased one for this purpose. Actually, it's a dedicated router just for PC VR. I'm going to get into Elite Dangerous probably in a few more, in maybe the next video, I'm not too sure, but I'll get into that. I've not been into Elite Dangerous yet, actually, with this headset. Yeah, so the Wi-Fi 6E, I've got a dedicated Wi-Fi 6E here in my office, and then over in my house I've got a dedicated Wi-Fi 6 router. Now, I can't notice any difference. When I go into different things like this, I don't notice any difference whatsoever between the actual performance ratio or anything like that. The numbers, when I look at them in Virtual Desktop, are showing the correct numbers between these two routers. But in terms of actual experience, I don't notice a huge difference, honestly. Now, that's not to say there's not a difference, it's just that I'm not sensitive enough to notice it. And of course, I'm on a RTX 3080. Now, if you've got a 4000 series NVIDIA GPU, then you'll be able to use the AV1 encoder for this, and that means that you'll get a improved image quality with no perceived sort of difference in latency. So that would be the ideal. It's got me thinking about the 4000 series GPUs yet again, but I don't think I can quite push that button just yet. So this is the blue. I mean, I'm sure most people know this. I've also been into the new one that they released a few months ago as well, but this is dating back to 2016. This is among the first things that we all went into, I would imagine, back then when we first got our Vives or Rift CV1s. Still a great experience though for demoing. What else should I say about? I guess really the thing to do is go over and watch the Recentered podcast, because we went into quite in depth on that. But just to sum up, yeah, I absolutely loved the Quest 3. I think it's actually really good value for what they're offering. Of course, it's more expensive than the original Quest 2, which I think is just the way things are going. I think the problem is that was an underpriced device and great value, but the problem is it's obviously not a sustainable level of value. And I've not talked about the mixed reality stuff in this as well just yet, but that is another aspect of this headset which is incredibly good. So I'm sat not here in my office. My PC is here in my office, but I can be sitting in my house at my dining room table with my Quest 3 connected Bluetooth keyboard and mouse, and then use virtual desktop, and I've got full access to my PC here in the office. And you know, using a 4K resolution display in front of me, I've got sort of 4 quadrants that I use, so I can have YouTube playing on one quadrant, Reddit or something like that, Discord. So I've got basically 4 1080p windows in front of me that I can use over in my house, and connected as if it's floating in front of me in mixed reality at my dining room table. I've still got interaction with my family if need be. I can see what's going on around me. It's just absolutely stunningly good. So yeah, I'm probably maybe I'm just I'm still in that honeymoon period with this device. I do think it's great, in spite of some small flaws which are a little bit disappointing for me at least. But yeah, the interesting thing, when I first put this headset on, I was thinking the actual resolution and the clarity didn't look hugely different from my Quest 2, but I think part of that is it's been sort of almost a month, I would say, that I've used my Quest 2, and since that time I've been using, for PC stuff, the Pimax Crystal exclusively. So I think that was tainted my impression of this, and the more I've used it, the more I think, yeah, this is actually a bigger improvement in overall clarity, certainly edge to edge clarity and things like that, over the Quest 2 than I initially gave it credit for. But yeah, the more I use this, actually, the better I think it is. Yeah, just a great device, and I do recommend it for people that are just generally into VR. Now, for Microsoft Flight Simulator and races, I've not really used it enough for those things to give comment on. I would say that because of the performance here, in certain titles, it's not going to be the best device, I would say, only because you need a high-end GPU to really take advantage of some of the things that are important to players that use sim racing or Microsoft Flight Simulator. So that's all I'd say. But yeah, for me, really pleased with my purchase, and yeah, I'm going to be using it quite a bit over the next few weeks to try different things, both standalone, including mixed reality actually, and also PC VR as well. I'm interested to see what Elite Dangerous looks like in this and how well it performs, but I'll get into that. Been rambling on long enough. Go over and watch the Recentered podcast, this latest episode 28, for some pretty in-depth impressions on the Quest 3. But I wanted to post something on this channel anyway, just so people are aware of some of my overall thoughts on it. Christ knows why, but some people seem to watch it anyway. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.